Being recorded.
Students, those who says good morning, I am also saying good morning. So let us start understanding about. Tell me, students, what we discussed in last class. Come on, fast. So last class we discussed about file number of approaches to open the file. Number of approaches to open the file. How many approaches are there? So two approaches are available. What are the two approaches? So number one is called what? Open off. Next is called what? By using open as. By using open as, right? So that part we already discussed it. And what is an advantage of each one? We already discussed it. By going for open off, it is mandatory for you people to close manually. That's called manual closing. If you go for with open as, you need to close your file. Need not to close your file manually. Auto closability of the file will be there, right? So it's a time to see to move to the further. So here I'll go for writing one code which demonstrates the meaning of what? Attributes, file attributes I want to say. Okay. So let me go to the index of the file. So this part is completed already. File attributes I'm going to take, right? Write down. Open the notes. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which demonstrate, which demonstrate, which demonstrate, which demonstrate the file opening, file attributes, file pointer attributes, file pointer attributes, file pointer attributes, file pointer attributes. Look at students. So I'm going to take up file attributes here. Carefully follow me carefully now. Okay. So let me go to the meaning of new project 7 a.m. 7 a.m. files examples. So there I'm going to create a new folder. So there I'm going to talk about. So here I'm going to talk about. Okay, come in. So file new. So file attributes example1.py. So there I'm going to take up program for demonstrating the file pointer attributes. File pointer attributes. So how we can take care of it? Simple students. So first of all, let me go for how to open the file. Before this code, I want to tell you the number of approaches to open the file. Let me tell you that concept also. This program anyhow I will come back within 2 minutes. Before that, I would like to go for one more thing. File open example1.py. File open example1.py. So there I am talking about program for demonstrating. So I'm going to write it. Demonstrating how to open the file. So file open example1.py. So there I'm writing file pointer. File pointer is equal to, what is the syntax already you know? Here you see students. First one, variable name is equal to open up file name dot file mode. I will take it. So FP is equal to open off. I need to specify what here? File name And I need to say here called what, file mode, I need to write it. File mode, I need to write. This is syntax. Variable name, I took it as FP. You take any one of it, students. So you take it any one of it. I need to specify the file name and I need to specify the file mode also. So when you specify the file name, students, I'm taking it as stud.data because I'm just writing stud.data indicating that this file is opened from the current working folder. What is the current working folder? C colon, users colon, users colon, KVR, PyCharm project 7 a.m. files example. From this folder, we are trying to open this KVR.data, which is not existing, students, which is not existing here. So definitely it is going to be giving, definitely it is going to give you what? Suppose if I write it E colon, KVR, Python 7 a.m., 7 a.m. In that, for example, ABC folder, carefully follow. This is called what? Folder name. Already, in this folder, ABC is a subfolder. In that, stud.data is called name of the file. This is called complete path. Already I said in the packages. Already I said in the packages. What is the packages? Absolute path, and then relative path. I already said to you in the class. Absolute path and then relative path. I already said in the class. That part I am going to take it. So here I am going to take it. File name I need to take it. What is the file name here? Stud.data, which is not there in the current working folder. No folder name, nothing, which is nothing but what? Current working folder. In that file mode, I am specifying. If I don't write any mode, it is by default taken as what? R mode will be taken. Already explained in the file opening modes. Just I will run it. After that, I'm writing here print of file opened in read mode successfully. If it is available, it will be opened successfully. But this part of file is not there in my current working folder. Do you have here? No, definitely it is going to give you what? File not found error. Run this code. You are getting an error, students. So let me show you that error here. So move to here I am writing. So here I am getting file not found error. So that I need to handle it. So here I am writing try. Here I am writing try. There I am writing. So same here, except file not found error. File not found error. So I'm writing here print of file does not exist. File does not exist. Try to run this code. So you are getting file does not exist because student.data does not exist in this place. Even I can write R also. Even I can write R also. See this now. So I got it. File does not exist. File does not exist. We are getting it. So I think you are following me. What is the default mode here? R mode. Then how to create this file? So how to open the file in which one? Read mode. Now I want to create this file. After 1 minute, I will come back to this file attributes program. Online students, carefully follow. Now I want to open one more example I want to tell you. I will come back to this example once again. So we are creating the file. With this example, we are learning how to create the file. So 2.py, there I am writing 2.py. Here I am writing program for opening the file in write mode. So there file open example 2.py. I must go for opening it. FP is equal to open of. So student.data, stud.data, okay, comma, W I am writing. What is the use of W? Opened the file opened in file created and opened. I already said W mode. Just to try to open it. File opening modes you see, students. Double leave mode, you observe it. This mode is used for creating a new file and opens in write mode. So double leave mode. Here you observe the left side folder explorer. Here there is no file name is available. Now it is going to create. If I am going to execute this code, now it is going to create. File created and opened. File created and opened in write mode. In write mode, I am saying. So file open example2.py, std.data, double leave mode. Let us run this code. Let us run this code. Carefully try to observe. The file created and opened in which mode? Write mode. And you see this now. Student.data file is created. Student.data file is created because it is opened in write mode. It creates a new file and opened into write mode. This is perfect. Go to this place. Now you execute. Now, do you have std.data or not? Yes, you have std.data. Now, std.data is available here. Try to run this code. Try to run this code. Now it is opened successfully now. File opened in read mode successfully. That means because this file is available. If I write it stud1, what is an exception again? File not found error is going to come. So that indicates how to create a file, you learned it. How to open the file in write mode also we learned it. The same mechanism with what I want to open it with a W plus R plus etc. I want to open it. That type of file I want to show you the properties. Go to the file attribute properties here. Come on to the point of it. What is this now? Open FP is equal to open of what is this now? std.data comma R mode I am writing. R mode. I am writing R here. Okay. Now I am going to write it. The same sentence I am writing it. The same sentence I am writing it. As usual, students, here I am writing it. Moreover, I am writing try block. Here, if any exception is occurring, that will be printed here, except block, except block. Okay. So there I am going to write it. There I am going to write it like this. And once this file is opened successfully, this is going to come to what? Except block. If file is not opened, you will get except block. If your file opened successfully, I will be getting what? Opened in read mode successfully. You try to execute. So you got it, file opened in read mode successfully. Following up, right, online students. Now in this place, I want to print the properties. To print the file attribute properties, I'm going to write it. First, I want to find the file name. So generally how it is available in the diagrammatic format, if you come, this is called student.data, student.data, which is not containing any data right now, just created, which is pointed by the file pointer FP. File pointer FP. FP is pointing. So automatically what is happening here? The moment when it is pointing with the FP, what I want to get it, file name I will get it. And plus what will be the mode of it? File name I'll get it. Number one, name of the file I want to get it. Number two, I want to get the mode of the file. Mode of the file. Number three, I want to get it. Is it readable or not? Is it writable or not? Is it file is closed or not closed? All those things I want to discuss. 5 file properties are there. File name is equal to, I am writing fp.name I am going to say. fp.name. fp.name. So look at students. So you are going to get it. File name is called what? Student.data. Student.data. I hope you are getting it. Right. Now I'm going to tell you one more kind of thing I want to get it. Print of what? File mode. File mode I'm going to get it. FP data, I'm going to write it. Here I'm writing here. I'm writing. What is this now? Mode I'm writing. Name is an attribute. Mode is an attribute. Like you know, students, A is equal to 2 plus 3j. 2 plus 3j. I'm writing A dot real. Real is an attribute. A dot imag. Imag is an attribute. Like that, name is also an attribute, mode is also an attribute, students. Try to run this now. So here I am getting what is the mode? R mode. Next I want to find out print is file readable, is file readable. I'm writing the question mark. There I'm writing, here I'm writing fp dot fp, fp dot. There is a function called what fp dot readable of. This returns true when it is in readable. It returns false when it is in write mode. Right now it is in which mode? R mode. Definitely it is going to say what? True. True. It is going to return true. It is going to return true. Next I'm going to take up what? Is file writable. Is file writable. I'm going to write it. Writable. I'm writing. So there I'm going to write it. fp dot. So fp dot writable of. Writable of. It will give you what false. It will be giving false. So here name of the file and what is the mode of it? Is it readable or not? Writable or not? General properties of the file. Print of what I am doing now. Print of I am doing what? Is file closed? Is file closed? I mean to say, is the file is closed automatically? Because we are using which approach? Open off approach. Definitely. Is file closed or not closed up? Not closed. fp dot closed. fp dot closed. Closed is also one of the attribute. It is not a function, students. Name is an attribute. Mode is an attribute. Closed is an attribute. Readable and writable are called what? Functions. You will get what here? Is it closed or still active? Still active. It is going to give you what? False. False. It is going to give you false. This is called false. When it will be closed, I will write what block? Finally block. There I will write it what? fp dot close I can say. fp dot close I can say. There I am writing print of finally block I am writing. Finally block I am writing. I am from finally block I am writing. I am from finally block. fp dot close. I am writing this statement in the finally block. I am writing this statement in the finally block. Is this is called is I will write it. Is file closed. Is file writable. Is file closed. So try to run this. So finally we are getting is file closed. We are getting what here? True we get it. True. So is file closed. We are getting like this. So manually we are going to close it. And suppose if I write it stud1 dot data, what will happen in this case? Be careful everybody. When this is the case, exception is coming, right? When exception is coming means right side statement only exception is coming. File does not exist. It means when file does not exist, FP is nowhere. So it will simply come to which block? That time FP is not recognizable. So that time will get a name error will come. Be careful. Here I am writing error. What is that error? File does not exist. You are getting. I am from finally block. Name error is coming. What is that error here? FP dot. Come on. Not defined. Not defined. So when file is there, then only you can close it properly. Otherwise, when the file does not exist, you cannot write necessary to write the finally block. I think you are following, students. Is this attributes are clear? Right. Now you'll go to the same example with what Same example I will go to with open. I will tell you with open properties. So this is called file attribute example 1.py. File attribute example 2.py. With what? With open statement, I want to go for it. Let us move to the further. There I am writing. Carry this now. File attribute example 2.py. 2.py here. There I am writing. Try block with this is called open you said. But we are writing what here? With open like this. As what? FP. FP. There I am writing it. What I am writing? With open. There I am writing this entire part in this place. This entire part I am just writing inside of that. File opened successfully in read mode. File open, name of the file, mode, readable, writable, closed, and everything. These are all called what? Within which block? Within indentation block of what? With open. With open. Here I am writing what now? This everything, this line, opening line and closing line is within the indentation block. The same line I am writing, the out of with indentation I am writing. Is file closed out of what? With open, with open of as indentation. Indentation is equal to fp dot closed. Fp dot closed. Is file closed out of what? This everything I am writing. So finally block, no need to write that time. Is it necessary? No need. No need of writing that finally block. So just try to remove that. Try to remove this now. Coming to this place, try to execute. You are going to get it what? Is file closed out of with open indentation fp dot closed. So you try to see. Automatically you observe it. Is file closed? This is within the indentation. I said this is a line within the indentation. Is file closed out of with open indentation? Come on, what is the true or false? It is the true. That means is it called, what is that process is called? Auto closable. What is that property called? Auto closable. So no need to write which block here? Finally block. This is the best property of closing the file. Automatically it is getting closed. Students in online, I think it is more clear for you people. Automatic closing. Now I will go to the next properties. So file attributes, you got it. Name, mode, closed. These are the attributes. Readable, writable will decide the readable or not readable. So let me go to the open example 1 and open example 2. These are the things. I want to go for some more examples on open example 2. 3, I will go for it. 3, I will take it. 3.py. I'm taking 3.py. There I'm writing 3.py. I want to write the data to this file. So program for opening the file 3.py, writing here 3.py. So there I'm going to say with this mechanism I'm going to say with open stud1 dot data. Here I'm writing w for example as fp. What I'm writing, the same attributes I'm writing as it is over there. The same attributes I'm writing as it is over there. So in this case, what is happening? Which mode it is? Write mode. Name, mode. Readable is what this time? False. Writable is called what? True. And closed, it is inside the with indentation. False. Out of the indentation is called what? True. Try to execute and see the answer now. And see this carefully. File opened in write mode. File name stud1.data. File mode W. Is file readable? False. Is file writable is called what? True. Is file closed is called what? False. So coming to this place, here also I'm going to say is file closed out of with open indentation is called what? Automatically getting closed. Students, carefully try to follow me. Now I'm going to take up A. I'm going to take A. What is happening? See, student1.data file is created. A mode I'm going to take A. Carefully try to follow. There I'm going to write it. Same thing. Of course, it won't create once again because it's a newly not creating. What is happening? Student.data, A, false, and then true, and then false. Writable only it is called, readable is called false. Even if I go for what? A. Now I'm going to introduce A W plus I'm going to set W plus. What is happening in W plus? Same file. If you are creating student 2, newly created, but I'm taking the same thing, no problem. It is going to say readable is true, writable is also true. See that now. Go to that. Readable true, writable is true. So what it indicates, students? As I told you already, R plus says what? First to read it. Later at the end of it, you can start writing the data. This is comes under which mode? W plus. Are you following? Right. Now if I say R plus, what will happen? R plus what will happen? Just example. Here I can take it. Which mode? Read mode. If I say that, what is happening? R also going to be readable true. Writable also going to be true here. Now I'm going to write it what? A plus. A plus I'm going to take it. If you want to first time you see student 2 dot data. Newly creating. Newly creating. Student and student 1 is there. Newly creating. It is known as what? Writable also done. Readable also can be done. So this is called write. So here I will write it. It is created newly. Here you see student 2. It is called readable true. Writable also true. File closed. False. Auto closable is called what here? True. Auto closable is called true. So students, I hope you are understanding the meaning of this. So there I said, what is W? What is W plus? What is A plus? What is R plus modes you have seen? Next, I want to go for file open example 4.py. File open example 4.py. So I'm going to take it. File open example 4.py. So 4.py I'm taking here. 4.py. There I'm taking. Carry this third one and observe it. So observe these kind of things. So here I'm going to take up, go to the file open example 4.py. 4.py here. What is this mode here? X mode, I am going to take it. X mode. What is that X mode? Exclusively in which mode? Write mode successfully. File opened in exclusively in write mode successfully. FP dot name, FP dot mode, readable, writable, and closed. Is file closed? Out of with open indentation. FP dot closed. So try to see this now. Already student 2 dot data is available here. It is not going to create once again. Which exception will come? Come on, file exists error. So you lost your interaction because of 1 day holiday. So here X mode. This mode is used for creating new phone exclusive mode. And once we perform write operation, if we open existing file in X mode, then we get which error? File exists error. Already said, you have to remember. And I did not handle it. You will be getting exception. What is that exception? File exists error. Automatically, I'll go to my code and I'll write this code. Try I am writing. Try I am writing. Here I am saying that. So here I am writing except, there I am writing it. So here file already exists. File already exists. So here I will write it. File already exists. You cannot. So I'm going to go for student 3.py. 3. Student 3.py. Newly creating X mode. Write mode only. Readable false. Writable true. Closed property same for all. So here it is student 3 dot created newly at a 3 X mode. Readable false. Writable true. Closed. Auto closable is called what now? True. So that is done. You try to run second time. Now also you run it second time. It will give you file already exists. So now I'm going to take it X plus mode. I'm going to take it X plus X and X plus. I'm going to take X plus mode also same. Already file is there. File exists error will come. File already exists. You will get it. So this you try to go for what you know. Data. I'm going to take it. It is a new file I'm going to create. X plus, which says readable true, writable also true, writable also true. So there I'm going to say true and true. Data is created here. Both of them are true and is file closed. It is saying simply called what? False. and out of that, it is simply saying true. So this makes you to understand how to go for making you to understand the file properties. Also, you learn how to open the file in which mode? Which mode? Various modes. I shown you all the modes with different examples. I think you are clear about it. Clear up? Right. Right down. Next step. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will write the data to the file. 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 So how to write the data to the file? Look at students, how to write the data to the file here. See students, here I am going to take up one small concept I want to tell you. Writing the data to the file. Simple, not a difficult. Because once we know writing the data to the file, writing the data to the file. How many approaches are there to write the data? There are two functions are there to write the data. One is called what write function. One more is called write lines function. Write function and write lines function. Sir, what is the syntax of this write function? Very simple. Syntax is file pointer object dot write off. Any type of data is available. You have to write the data in the form of str data. Any type of data is available. We have to convert into what? Right, str data. Now I'm going to take it str lines. Now I'm going to take a file pointer object of write lines. It is going to write the data in the form of str only. Str only, but we are going to take what? Iterable object. Iterable object purpose, we'll write it. Let me show the examples first so that you can understand how they are working and all. What is the use of this function? To write the data to the file. What is the use of this function? To write the complete iterable object data to the file. So let me go to the example here. So that is what is the question dictated. Now I'm going to take first thing, file write example1.py. File write example1.py. So here I am writing program for demonstrating how to write the data to the file. How to write the data to the file. Very important. So there I am going to take up. Tell me, what are the steps for writing the data to the file? What are the steps for writing the data to the file? First step. Come on. Choose the file name. Next, open the file name in which mode? Write mode. Done. Operations on files. Write operation. The purpose of write operation is to transfer or save the object data of main memory as a record in the file of secondary memory. Choose the file name. Open the file name in write mode. Performs a cycle of write operations. So that part I want to take up. What is my data available here? I'm writing SNO is equal to 10. S name is equal to something like, row sum. And next I'm writing marks is equal to something like 45.67. These are the data. Here I'm saying what? Here SNO comma S name and then marks are what? Objects. Objects. Resides in where? Resides in which memory? Main memory. Which object SNO is int type? S name object is str type. Marks is called float type. Both all of them are residing in which memory? Main memory. To display this data in the main memory, we will write print off. But we want to save the above data into the file. Okay. How do you do that? With open with open name of the file. I am taking that student dot data, student dot data, student dot data. Here stud this is student dot data, comma. I am writing here. What is the next one I am writing? W I am writing W as FP I am writing as FP. Student dot data W as FP I am writing it. So in this case, what is happening? Student dot data W as FP. So here in this case, the picture of this is called what student dot data opened in secondary memory, student dot data, which is pointed by FP here. Students, the write function which I said is present in the file pointer object only. Write lines function also present in the file writer object only. I mean, L1 is equal to list of list contains what functions? Append function, insert function, like that. How you are calling? L1 dot L1 dot L1 dot, how you can call like that? FP dot write off, FP dot write off you will say. So how do you write this data? FP dot write off. What I will write it? Yes and no I will write it, which is going to give you an error indication. Why error indication? SNO is which type? Int type. But the syntax says that it is which type? STR data. So that time any data is non-STR, you have to convert into which type? STR type you have to convert. STR type you have to convert. Careful students. That means this data, SNO, written to the file. That is called a student dot data. Student dot data. It is a value written is called what? 10 is written. 10 is written. Next FP dot what I am saying? Write off. Yes name I am going to write it. So already 10 is there. Row sum is written in the immediately to the data. Row sum is written. Row sum. Immediately row sum is written. Next I will write it FP dot write off marks I will write it. Marks. I am writing here marks. When I write marks again, what is happening? 45.67 is written. Immediately after that, it is written. So there is no gap between all these things. Carefully try to follow now. FP dot, FP dot, FP dot. Write off what I am writing. S name I will write it. Directly I will write S name, no problem. No error is coming because S name is by default STR only. FP dot what I am writing, write off. What is this now? Suppose if I write marks, it is going to give you an indication of error. So you remove that STR once and see the error first. See the error now. See the error. Number is an error. Name is an error because they are non-STRs. They are called non-STRs. So we cannot go for getting into what type? STR type. Now you will be getting a message. I will write it. Print. Print. Why print? To display the data on the monitor. So data returned to the file. Data returned to the file. File name is created into current working folder, but data cannot be written. File will create, but this will not be written it. Error will come. See that, run it carefully. So see this student data created, but error, type error. Right argument must be what type? STR, but you have written what? Int. That is the error. So that's why you have to convert into which type? STR of SNO. Here also STR of what here? Marks. STR of marks I am saying. Try to run the student. Again you run it. Now it will be written. In this case, what is happening? No data is present. See that carefully. No data is present here. Which one I opened it? Student.data. You double click on it. No data present over there. Now I'm going to enter into this place. Now I'm going to enter into this place. Now run this code perfectly. The data will be written. Data written to the file. Go to this place. Here, what is happening? 10 row sum without any gap is there. Without any gap, the data is written here. But my interest is like this to write it. 10, some backslash t spaces. Row sum, I want to give it some backslash t spaces. 45.67, I want to write it. This data, what I want. For this, I need to go for what? Something like this. Go to this place now once again to your source code once. What you will do? Plus, you are writing backslash t. Plus, you are writing backslash t. After the marks is concerned, plus you write backslash n. Backslash n you write. Why you are writing backslash n? For the next record to write it. For the next record to write it. After writing three values with some gap of values, say enter key. Next three values are going to show like this. I think you are going to understand. Try to run this now. I'm getting data written to the file. Data written to the file. See that with an ample of gap and everything is available. Now students, some more value I want to write it. How do I write this now? 20. Now I am going to write it. Travis here. And I'm going to write it. 66.467 I wrote it. Now how do you run this data? Again I am writing this data. See this now. Again data written to the file. It indicates. Go to this file. What is happening? It is replaced with this data. What it indicates? Come on. W mode. W mode is nothing but what? Overlaps. Already in the file modes, number of file modes which I said, open the mode where you are having W mode. If we choose existing file and the mode is W, then PVM opens existing file in write mode and existing data of existing file overlapped with the new data. So in order to not to overlap, I will go for what? A. Take it as a 10. Again, I will take it as a row sum here. Say something like some 56 point like this. I wrote it. Try to run this now. So you got the data returned to the file. So I got it. So here I am going to write it. Is it added or not? One more value I will write it. So I'll go for dynamic data now. Dynamic data. How do I write the dynamic data? Let me go to one more example. Dynamic data I'm going to write it. So you should remember students how to write it. 2.py, 2.py. This you try to carry. 2.py here, 2.py. There I am writing. I will accept it. Int of what? Input of what? Enter student number. Enter student number. Next is called what you know? Input of enter student name. Enter student name. Next is called what here? Float of input of enter student marks. Enter student marks. Going to take it. This is my data. Here number, name and marks are called objects. That I am going to write it. This is called what mode directly? A mode only. Same file only. No problem. I am not changing it. Already how many records are there? 2 records are there. Let us write this data. Here I am going to write it. Enter the number 30. Something like AVR. You say some marks is called 1 point like this. Data written to the file. Check it out. Student.data written like that. Next one more time I will write it 40, 40, something like Richie. Say something like 55.89 data written to the file. Go to this place student.data. Check it out. This entire thing is available. Are you able to follow? Right. How to write the data to the file you understood by using which function? Write function. Write function present in which object? Which object? File pointer object. These things are present. Online students, is it clear? Quick. Everybody need to say. Now I'm going to enter into where write lines function I want to go for. Write lines function. What this write lines function will do? It will write the complete iterable object data. So what are the steps we did exactly? Choosing the file name. Choosing the file name. Step number 1. Number 2, opening the file name in number. What is that? Write related modes. Maybe W mode, A mode or something. I am writing performing cycle of write operations. What is that? First operation, second operation, third operation. I wrote cycle of write operation. Choose the file name. Open the file name in write mode, perform the cycle of write operation. Now I'll go to the write file write example 3.py. File write example 3.py, I am going to take it. Online students, be careful, try to understand. 3.py, file write example 3.py, file write example 2.py. So I'm going to write it. 3.py, I'm going to take it. Very, very simple. So here 3.py, I'm going to take it. There I will try to take up. So first let me take this concept here. Code I will write it the problem statement demonstrating how to write iterable object data to the file. This is called 4.py, 4 or 3 or 3. So 3.py, there I will take it. LST is equal to some variable x is equal to 10 comma something like rs comma and I am writing here called 45.67 and true comma 2 plus 3j like this. Now I am going to open with open or just open. You want with open, you can do. FP is equal to open of some file name you take it. What is this file name I am taking now? KVR1 dot data I am taking, or student 1 dot data I am taking. This is only student is available. Student 1 dot p data I am taking. Comma what I am doing? A mode I am taking directly. As what I am taking? FP. As FP I am taking. I am taking. So this is, if it is, okay, this is not the case. This is the one I am taking it. Now I need to write the data to the file. How do I write the data? Here X is called what? Object. Here X is called object of object, iterable object. I can write it. Iterable object. So open of student 1 dot data comma A. There I need to write it. How to write this data to the file? FP dot, I'm going to write it. FP dot, come on, what is this? Write lines of X, I'm writing it. And see immediately it is going to have, it is opening student 1 dot data. Student is there, student 1 dot data open, and you will get error here. Why error? Because it is taking X. X is containing complete data. Generally, student will think what? Complete data written to the file at a time, they will think. But it never. It checks first value. What is the first value type? Int. That it's supposed to check. That int will give you definitely error. Because the write lines and write will take always in the form of which type? str type. See the error, student? That means write lines and the write function will write value by value only, not all at once at this stage. How to write all at once, I will tell you. Let us run this code and see the error now. File is created, but error is coming. So write lines is also one of the variety of write only, must be an str type only, but not which type? Int type. That's why that error is coming. Suppose if I take it 10.25, 10.23 if I say, you will be getting, must be str, should not be what? Float. That means definitely right line is checking value by value. Are you following me? Value by value it is checking. Value by value it is checking. So here I'm writing here, the simplest process is what str of x I'm going to take it. str of x. So once it is done, print of what? File. File, what is happening? Or data returned to the iterable object. Iterable object. Iterable object. Return to the file. Return to the file. Iterable object return to the file. Just to see, student 1 dot data, nothing is containing inside. How do you write it? See this now. Iterable object return to the file. As it is completely the data return. So I converted everything into str. See students, as it is that list is written completely. So go to the next. I'm going to take a tuple format. I'm going to take it. Something like TR. So something like, 67. Like this I'm having. Like this I'm having. Tuple data. Same. Write it. Data written to the file. Tuple data. Student 1. It is a tuple written in the adjacent only. Are you following me? If you want to write in the new line, what you should do, no, students? If at all you want, let us take W once. Let us take W once and write here class of what? Backslash n. This is W I am choosing. That means existing data, what you have in the single line, replaced with what? Single tuple. For replacement, I am choosing this approach. Data written to the file. See that complete data earlier is gone. Now it is written the data. Now I will go to list now. Go to text. Go to RS. Go to RS. Say something like 55. And I am writing true. And I am writing 2 plus 3j like this. Data written to the file. Now I'm taking A here. Now I'm taking A here. Write this data written to the file. So you check it out, this entire thing, data written to the file. So this is the data what you have. So come out of that. Now I'm writing one more example here. Take another example. Set you take it. Set you take it. Set elements are something like, like this I took it. Some 2 plus 3j. One more time you write a 10, 20, 30, 40, you write it. 2 times 10 is available, but it write only one time. So I wrote it like this. So try to write this data. So the iterable object written to the file. So here I am writing iterable object written to the file. So 10 is one time, order is not maintaining, that entire part. Next is called what, students? Dictionary, I will take it. Dictionary. Come on, what is the dictionary? 10 colon Python, 10 colon Python, 20 colon C, comma 30 colon, C++, CPP, and 40 colon I am writing, Java. 40 colon Java I am writing. It is comes under dictionary. Dictionary data I am writing again here, which is going to be iterable object written to the file. Iterable object written to the file. Dictionary also written. So this indicates how to write the range of values. So students, any iterable object data you take it, you can write the data to the file. So online students, this is comes under which function? Write lines function here. So how the values are written? All at once, value by value. Value by value. How do you understand it is a value by value? Because the moment when you use write lines, if it is a 10 is there, it is internally checking every value and writing, checking even writing. Since it is an integer, it won't write because it gave an error for you. You have seen it. Understood, students? Well, so online students, can you confirm? Is this concept is clear for everybody? Is this concept is clear for everybody? Right. Now I'll move to the further. So open the notes, all of you. Okay, 1 minute, students. I'll show you the simplest part of it once. One example I want to show you, ma. Look at that. Notes. Writing the data to the file. For the sake of the notes I'm giving. To write the data to the file, we have two predefined functions present in the object of file pointer object. Present in the object of file pointer. File pointer. Okay. So they are number one is write and write lines of. Come on, what is this? Write off. File pointer object, write off str data. This function is used for writing any type of data to the file in the form of str. If we have non-str data, then we must convert into str and we must write that str to the file. Next is called what? Write lines. File pointer object dot write lines of str of iterable object. This function is used for writing any iterable object type to the file in the form of str. And you have to remember, write and write lines will not write the complete at a time. So how they will write it? Value by value. You have seen it. And when the iterable object is containing 20 values, if some of the values are integers, it is checking and writing value by value. The above two functions writes the data to the file in the form of value by value. It is one of the limitation. We want all the values to write at a time. That is our next concept we are entering. That part is known as what here? Pickling concept, we will go for it. Writing the data to the file, we'll write the data one by one. To write all at once, we'll go for the next advanced concept, pickling. But we will go for it. First, is it clear? Right. So next I want to go for one more example. I want to write it. Write down, open the notes, write a Python program, write a Python program, write a Python program, which will read the data from the keyboard, which will read the data from the keyboard, which will read the data from the keyboard dynamically, dynamically, and write it to the file, and write it to the file. Very, very important. And write it to the file, and write it to the file. Students, you look at once more, all of you, where I am going to create my file all the times, where I am creating my file in the current working folder only. Suppose you want to create this file into where, for example, you see, you want to create this file where you want to create, for example, E colon 7 a.m. 7 a.m. folder. In the files folder, you want to create. In this place, you want to create a new file. Right now, there is no file at all. Only notes folder is available. Now I'm going to take up this entire address. You take it, students. Entire address you take it. Come out of that and mention here like this. Mention like this. You say this is known as absolute path. We can call this is known as absolute path. Did you understand why I'm writing that slashes two times? Because a slash will give you the backslash meaning. That meaning, to avoid it, I'm writing what? Double slashes here. So try to run this now. So what is the data I'm writing? This data you see. Try to run it. Now see. Return the data to the file. Return the data to the file. Where is this file is created now? Where is this file is created? In files folder, Python 7am folder and E drive. Let us go to that and check it. E drive, and next is called 7am. Under that what folder? Files folder. In that file is created or not? You try to open it. In where? Open. In edit plus you open it. It is the data written. Are you following me? It is the data written. You go to one more time, students. You try to go to this place and try to take it as what you know. Some more values you take it. Here I am writing something like this. Here I am writing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Something like this I am writing. Like this I am having. Try to write this data. Try to write this data. Iterable object return to the file. Return to the file. Go to this place. Once again to this place and see this now. Open with this and I'm getting this data here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Like that this data is written. So here, wherever you mention that absolute path, that place your data will be written. I hope you are following me, students. So this is known as absolute path. Try to take care writing this double slashes. Shall I go to that code now? What is the code? Read out once and then do. What is that code which I dictated for you? File write example 4.py. File write example 4.py. So I'm going to take it 4.py. There I'm going to write it 4.py. Same 4.py. There I'm writing program for reading the data from where? Keyboard. Reading the data from the keyboard and write to the file. Write to the file. This is what I'm writing it. Write to the file. So how do you do that? That is an important. I'll go on reading the data continuously. Like this approach, I'm expecting students. Enter something like enter the information about, enter the information about already you're written, already you're written where the type of example, the second one only you've written it. Read the data from the keyboard and write to the file. But this example is a little different, I am saying. See students, like this I am expecting. Enter the information about HYD. Suppose if this is a case, I'll say HYD is the capital of, HYD is the capital of yes, and HYD is the source for, is the source for, is a source for many, is a source for many. I can write it. Some description I'm going on writing. I'll go on writing some description. I'm not writing any data related. I'm writing some description. Finally, I will say some symbol to close it. This symbol at the rate is to close my file, or exclamation is to close my file. Some symbol to close my file. So for that, what to do? This is my requirement. How do I do that? Here I'm writing print of what? Enter the information about, enter the information about anything, anything about Python. You want to go for Python? Enter the information about Python. This is written. And continuously I'm going to enter. Continuously I'm going to enter. What I will do? While true. Already you know how to read the data with while true. While true. What I will do now, students? Come on. Keyboard data is equal to KB data is equal to input of. I'm getting the data from input of. It is going to be available keyboard data. That keyboard data, what symbol you prefer to take it? At the rate symbol. That you try to write it. If KBD data not equal to what? At the rate symbol. For example, if it is not equal to at the rate symbol, what should I do? We must write, here I am writing, we must write which data? KBD data to the file, KBD data to the file, KBD data to the file. So first of all, we must open the file in write mode or not. So how do you open it? Here I am writing with open, I'm going to write it. What is the file name I am writing? What is the file name I am writing? Something like hyd.info, hyd.info, comma, what I will write it? A I am writing it. Why A I am writing? As FP, as FP. So this is the one I wrote it. What is happening there? I will write it. Why I opened my file statement outside? Why I did not write within the while loop? Because this file will be opened again and again. Because once we open the file one time, it is more than enough. While true, keyboard data. If it is not equal to at the rate, write the data to the file. How do I write it? Come on. FP dot write of KBD data. KBD data. Keyboard data. If it is not, it is not. Take what? Break. Take break. Print of. What is that? Data written. Data written to the file. Data written to the file. Verify. I said verify. And I said what? Break I said. I think you are following me comfortably. So I'm saying enter this data. And while I am writing this data, I want to write the whatever the way you are entering in the same manner I want to write it. If I don't write plus backslash n, this entire data will be written into the same line, written into the same line. So try to run. So I'm going to take it hyd.info. hyd.info is nowhere else this file. You want to create it into E colon somewhere else, you can write it. Like this place you want to create, you can go to that place. If you want, go to that place here, I'll write it. So go to the place here, mention it. It is your choice. If you want to go for like that, you can go for it. Try to run it. So in this place, it was not there. Only 7am files contains student.data file only. Try to run it. So here I am writing, enter the data about this file. So I'm writing Python is an OOP language. Python is OOP language. And I'm writing here Python invented by Guido. So something like Van Rossum. And Python Python is also functional programming language. Functional programming language. At the rate symbol, I'm going to say data returned to the file. Verify. I will go to this place where hyd.info, you see that open with some text. Is it written or not? Very, very useful thing, students. Go to the place. If you say something like, if you don't write this entire thing like this, if you write it only hyd.info, whatever the data you have written it, that you can take it. One more time, if you want, you can write it. Try to run it, which is created in the current working folder itself. So try to go for it, writing here. Rossum, or I say here, Guido van Rossum. Guido van Rossum is the father of Python, is the father of Python. And I am writing here, Python is an OOP language. Python is also Python is also functional programming language. Like that at the rate symbol I'm saying data returned to the file. Here hyd.info is available. It is going to contain what? The hyd.info is containing this data. So I think it is going to be more clear. So here I'm going to enter into the further now. You want to run once again, you can take it. Run once again to the same file I'm entering. I'm writing. So provides Python provides various third party third party libraries, lips like lips like third party library, lips like so NumPy, pandas, pandas, matplotlib, matplotlib, etc. And say at the rate symbol, we got it. Go to this place and check it out. This hyd.info. It is also Python provides various lips like this. You are getting it. I think you are getting it. These are all called what? Different type of information what we can write it. Are you following me? So this is related to what? How to write the data dynamically to the file. Online students, is it clear? Is this topic is clear for everybody? Now. So very simple. How to write the data to the file. Now I want to go for how to read the data from the file. How to read the data from the file. So here, how many functions are there to write the data? Two. One is write off. One more is write lines off. Similarly, to read the data from the file, we have two functions are available. Reading the data from the file. Reading the data from the file, I'm taking. Reading the data from the file. Reading the data from the file I'm taking. So here I'm going to take up number one is called what? Read off. Number two is called read lines off. Read lines off. First one I'm going to talk about read off. What this read function will do? Simple students. Variable name is equal to fp dot, that is called file pointer. Don't take much time. It is a dead easy. File pointer points to whom? Already said file pointer always points to whom? File. This is called a file name. Total file name related data pointed by what? FP. FP. What I am writing here? Read. That means the complete data of the file will be read value by value from the file and kept into left side variable. In the form of which type? In the form of which type? str type. str type. Are you able to follow? It will read the complete data from the file because the complete data is pointed by file pointer in the form of value by value. Sir, example, the left side variable is of which type? str type. So here variable name is of type what? Class. What is this now? str. str this is called. Now I'm going to take up what? Read lines. Very simple. I'm going to take it read lines. So I'm going to take it read lines. I'm going to take up read lines. I'm going to take fp dot what? Read lines. Variable name is equal to variable class name dot what here? List. List I'm going to take it. Variable name here it is called a list. Read lines will read the complete data of the file. Complete data of the file in the form of list. Left side variable name is called what? List. It is going to be called list. So that will be first line, second line, third line, etc. And that too it is going to read what? Value by value it will read. So both these read lines and read functions are present in where? File pointer itself. So write and write lines are used for writing the data to the file. Read and read lines are used for what? Reading the data from the file. So now I'm going to enter into how to read the data from the file. Okay, now open the notes, all of you. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will read the data of the file. 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 Very simple, students. Now I'm going to take up. See these examples here. Very easy. So I'm going to take up. Let's go. File copy. File read. File read. Example1.py. File read example1.py. So there I'm going to write it. Program for reading the data from where? File. So there I'm going to take it. To read the data from the file, what I need to do? Choose the file name and open it into write mode, read mode. With the open, I need to write it. What is my file name? hyd.info. I am writing hyd.info. hyd.info. There I am writing, comma, which mode? R mode. And as what? FP. Simply I will read it. What is that now? F data. File data is equal to FP dot simply read. First now it is looking like hyd.info is present. Yes, it is present. Opened it. That is there in the hard disk, which is pointed by the Python program as FP. This entire data will be read by what? FP.read. This entire data will be read, kept into the left side variable. That left side variable I am writing here. What is this now? F data I am writing it. File data I am writing it. So let us try to read that. Which type? First you see what is the type of it. Type of F data. What is the type I said, students? STR అని చెప్పాను కదా. Already I said it is called what? STR. Go to the place and then see, try to run it once and you are getting what type? STR. Suppose if it is HYD1 I am passing, you will get what? File not found error. That I need to handle it. So I will write it here, try, and with open, saying here, except file not found error. I say here, file does not exist. File does not exist. Okay. So here I am writing FP. And instead of that, you simply say what, one line you take it, within the line you try to print it. Within the line you print it. Print of what data? F data I'm going to say. Try to run this now. So you are getting complete data. Are you getting or not? Not only this file name, any file name you enter. What is the file name I will enter? Student1 dot data. This is called iterable object is there. That you pass it. If you want, you can pass it. What is this now? Student1 dot data. Student1 dot data. Student1 dot data. Whatever it is. So here you are having the data which is read. Student dot data, which is already containing something. You try to get it. That data also printed. Any data you enter, that data will be printed. I think you are following me. This one I'm going to talk about. One more thing, read lines function I'm going to talk. Read lines. Very, very easy. Read lines function. 2.py. 2.py. Carry this entire thing. Read lines. Here I'm writing. Remove this first. Try to write read lines. First decide the type of it. Print of what? File data. F data. Type you printed. Type of. Written like this. Type of. What is the type? List type. See that students list type. So I want to print the data list type. How the list type is printed, you observe it. Print of what? F data. You take a simple example. What is that simple example? Student dot data you said na? Here, this is my data. This will be coming as what? 10, 20, Travis, like that, comma. Second value, comma. Third value, comma. Each one is coming as a comma, comma, values will be coming. So there I am going to write it. See this carefully. Here I am going to get it. Here I am going to get it. This is called first value. Backslash n. Why backslash n? Separate records. No, that's why. This is called separate record. Also backslash n. Next is called third record with backslash n. Why backslash n, students? Because you are having this file name. What is the file name? Student.data. After this value, backslash n. This is a new line. Again new line. Again new line. Are you following me? Simple. So go to this place and try to read. And how do you read that now? For what is this now? Value in file data. File data. F data. So you print that val, first record is printed, second record is printed. Between first record and second record, some space will come. Some space will come. See that space. Are you getting the space? That is the space of what? Backslash n. To avoid that, we will write what? Backslash, sorry. Space I will write it, student. Space. Space I am writing. Just print off I will write in the next line. Just to bring it. Or you need not write in this case. Ending with you are just writing like this. I think you are following me. Why this? There is no gap here. And that too, don't write this space also, because you see here I am having some slight space. Is there or not? That also, if you don't want, you can write it. So that also eliminated, quickly printed. This is related to what data, students? Read lines. Read lines function reads the value one by one only. So how do you take care? Go to the place. Here I am writing. Here I am writing. Files I will take it. Under that, reading the data from the file. See that to read the data from the file, we have two predefined functions present in file pointer object. Read of, read lines of. The read function will read the data, entire data from the file placed into LHS variable name of what? str. Read lines reads the data, entire line data of the file placed in LHS variable in the form of which type? List type. So the above functions will read the data from the file value by value only. It is a limitation. We want all the values to read at a time. We feel that all the values are read, but internally it is reading value by value only internally. I hope you are following, students. Right. So in today's session, of course, examples I'll tell you in the next class also will continue. Still reading the data, writing the data. If you come to this place, reading, writing, only the first example completed. Still some more examples I will complete in tomorrow. First half an hour I'll do the example. Random access file also will tell you. Later I'll go for what? Pickling I will enter. Okay now? So don't miss it. We'll stop the class. Morning, evening, 6 o'clock you will attend, and morning you will attend. And tomorrow don't miss it. Evening class you attend, students. Thank you. Carry on. Online students, any doubts are there, you can hold on. I'll clarify within few seconds.